Crochet podcast, where we talk about crochet and crochet accessories. Today is Thursday, August the 21st. It's about 9:30 in the morning here in where are I? I don't even know where I am. About 30 miles south of Chattanooga. Driving right along in a one-lane interstate. Yeah, I'm headed to the Eastern time zone myself. How are you this morning? It is. It's very pretty. It started out cloudy and almost rainy looking, but it's turned out really pretty. And once I get back on open interstate, I'll open the camera up to the front view so y'all can see the beautiful view coming into Tennessee and Chattanooga. I did a vlogist video right before this one, but I thought I'd go live and try to get on while I'm on the road a little bit. See if anybody wanted to join me. I'm headed to the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour. This is my second leg of the trip. Well, I guess this is actually part 3 for me, if I want to be technical about it, because I went on the 1st, August the 1st and the 2nd, but I went home the night of the 1st and drove back up the 2nd. So we're about to get back into, let's see, move this so you can see. From Alabama to Chattanooga, you have to cut through the corner of Georgia. I guess I need to scoot my ducks over too so the reflection's not so terrible. And here we go with these roads. Welcome to Georgia, sugar. Yeah, I mean, it should be fun, except that I'm going up and coming back in the same day. I need to scoot those ducks over, but look, I don't think my arm is long enough. Hopefully y'all can see. I know the reflection of the ducks are... Let's just try to scoot them over a little bit. Yeah, that didn't work. My ducks in a row. Poor motorcycle people driving in that lane. But up ahead, I don't know, you're probably not going to get a good view of it. Try to put it where the ducks aren't blocking too much. Okay, good. If you can see the mountains over there that are covered in clouds. Oh, I love Tennessee. It's so beautiful up here. And I've just always loved it up here. North Alabama and Tennessee, but Tennessee mostly. So today I am trying to go to Knoxville, to the Knoxville area. So anyway, I went on the 1st up through Chattanooga and a couple yarn shops up through there, and then the 2nd I went up towards Nashville way and hit 3 more shops that way. So there are 19 shops in the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour this year. And like I said, I just love these mountains, so I'm going to be flopping back and forth so you can see them. And then over here to my left, I can't turn it that way. And for people that live in Colorado, I know these aren't real mountains, but they're our mountains. That duck is still bothering me. But I love it. So right now, though, we're in the corner of Georgia, and we cut through the northwest corner of Georgia to get to Chattanooga, and then we'll go through Chattanooga and then on up to Knoxville. I'm not going to be able to carry you along the way, and y'all can let me know if I start cutting out too bad to hear what I'm saying, because there's not a lot of Wi-Fi or towers to bounce off of up through here, but that's okay. That's part of the beauty of it. Yes, it will be a long trip. From home to the first shop is 4 hours. Now, the first and second, when I went to Chattanooga one day and Nashville the next, I went home the night of the first and came back. I logged 890 miles in 2 days going back and forth. But, you know, I had the problem with my compressor, so I really didn't need to spend the night I didn't need to get a motel room or anything. And but for the amount of gas, I probably should have gotten a motel room. But it was okay. I did okay. I don't mind driving to Tennessee. It's close enough that I can hit it 2 days in a row and be okay. And then today, I'm going up towards Knoxville. The furthest shop is about 4 hours away in Clinton, Tennessee, and that's the one I'm going to start with. And my plan is to hit 4 different shops today. Now, keep in mind, I don't have a lot of money. I'm not going to be spending a lot, but I do need to get the minis, and they're usually only about anywhere from $6 to $9. And then, because I have a project in the book that I want to make from the yarn tour this year. I've been to other yarn tours, and I've got 2 sets of other yarn tours I did, like the Deep South or whatever they called it, and the one that we went to that was in Gadsden. Let's see, I went to 2 different ones. It was in Gadsden, Alabama, Huntsville, Decatur, Madison, and somewhere else. There was a couple in Birmingham, but those shops were so snobby I couldn't even talk to them much. Even though the first one in Birmingham I went to wasn't so bad. I found yarn I needed to do a project that Zelda was doing, and I had extra skein yarn to do it. But anyway, I got that done, and I think it was the Dragon Belly shawl way back when. But that one was okay. But the second one in Birmingham was just so snobby. I mean, they were like knitters only and didn't even, if you crocheted, nobody helped you. And I never understood people that said that. I didn't understand some of the yarn tubers and crocheters that I had heard talk about that until I went to that one shop, and then I knew right then it was a thing. Oops. million. Uh-oh. The lottery, 700 million. Look at that. I may have to get me some tickets while I'm up here. I don't usually play the lottery. 700 million. I don't even need but 1 million. I'd be good for a while. 700 million. I can't even imagine. If I start cutting out too bad for y'all to understand me, let me know and I'll just cut the video off. But I wanted to talk to you today. And this isn't, I actually did a Vlogmas video earlier before I did this one. Oh, you know, and I wish I could knit. I would love to learn to knit just to make socks. Because knitted socks are just so cool. Although I have plenty of patterns for crocheted socks that are really cool too. So I may just stick with my little crocheted socks and let them have their knitted socks. They are pretty cool though. I don't see me ever doing enough knitting to like do the color work and all the things. But if it's just a going around and around, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do that. I don't know. I have a hard time keeping up with knit one, purl one, knit one. I did a test pattern for KB Fibers actually. Hey Karen. I don't even know if she watches me. But anyway, I did a test pattern for, look at the, I don't know if you can see the clouds over the mountain over there. It's just so pretty. I love that. I just love it. That's one of my, it's the little things. It's the little things. So I did a test pattern for Karen for a preemie baby blanket. And it was all I could do to just keep up with, I think it was knit 3, purl 3. The border, because, well, and I'm not enough of a knitter to know what the stitches look like I do with crochet. So, oh man, that was a bird. Poor bird. I hope you're okay. I hope you bounced. Didn't sound like you bounced. There's no bird parts on my window. Oh man, that just sucks. So yeah, I don't know knit stitches enough. I know that they look different, but I don't know that there's enough. I don't know enough to know what the different stitches look like. Chattanooga 17. Well, we're going to Knoxville. That's a ways. So the shops I'm going to today, and this was the main reason I want to do the live too, besides showing you the beautiful Walmart truck, is up around Knoxville and above. The first one I plan to go to is Clinch River Yarn Company in Clinton, Tennessee. And it was the furthest one from home, even though it took the shortest amount of time to get to that one than the other 3. Then 2 of the others that are closer. That was crazy. So Clinch River is in Clinch River is in Clinton, Tennessee. And I'm trying to get to that one first. That was the furthest one, so I thought I'd start with the furthest one and work my way back. And then the next one, then I'm going to drop back down, headed back south, will be at Loopville in Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, I haven't heard her say anything about going to the yarn tour, but I would definitely know her if I saw her. I would definitely know her. So the second one I'm going to try to hit is Loopville, and that one's in Knoxville. The second one in Knoxville is the Bees Knits, and that one's one of the furthest off the path though, so if there's one I might have to miss, it would be that one. I'm just going to check my time when I get ready to leave Loopville and see, you know, if I'm still on time for hitting both stores before they close. And then the fourth one I'm trying to hit today is Hook and Needle, and that one's in Maryville, Tennessee. So yeah, the furthest one away was 4 hours. So I left home about 7:30, should get there in another 2 hours. I'm at Chattanooga, so I'm making good time. I stopped for gas. As always, I brought my peanut butter crackers and water and coffee, so that should get me by for a good little while. And then too, in the video I'll be posting later, my vlogist, I explained my fall yesterday. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, definitely. I always bring my coffee with me. Now, the last trip, I brought a thermos, a full thermos of coffee. This time, I just brought my Go Cup, my Contigo. I like the Contigos better than I do Yetis and stuff. They cost about 1/4 of the price. I like the Stanleys too, but I never understood the whole pink Stanley thing for outrageous amounts last year or whenever that came through. Because I've had an old Stanley thermos for years, and I didn't pay much for it. Actually, no, I was going to say I thought I had my Peepaws. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay enough to be on the road today, right? But all I have to do is sit. I don't have to walk much. My hip actually hurts worse than my leg does. My leg got stuck in the ground, and I was more freaked out about something biting my leg off or getting bit by snakes or something than I was my hurt areas. Am I cutting out or anything? Or am I pretty clear? And the camera just doesn't do this. Okay, good. The camera just doesn't do justice, and you can't zoom or anything, I don't think. Oh, maybe a little bit. Here we go. I zoomed it up a little bit. But still, the magnificence of it. I just love it. I love the beauty of the earth. Especially when it's so close to home. The second day I went on the yarn tour, the second, I was only about 10 minutes away from Ella of No Catchy Name. 10 to 15 minutes, I do believe. And we couldn't get together. She was out running errands and didn't get my message until I was already headed back down the road. Oh, me too. I love the mountains and the beach. But if there was a preference, well, I can't even say that because I love the beaches of South Alabama and North Florida. Panama City, Mexico Beach, Gulf Shores in Alabama is always beautiful, and Orange Beach. may have to get off here and get my map going. Let's see if I know my way. I should know it by now, right? So Chattanooga. Got my map in my hand. Oh Lord, here comes a hearse. Let's see. So went up through Chattanooga. Where's Chattanooga? Okay. Come on, people. Let's get a move on so I can get around. And you know, I brought my crackers, my peanut butter crackers and stuff, but gosh. I do have navigation, but I didn't set it before I started my live. And now, welcome to Tennessee. You've just traveled 3 states with me. I should know my way, because once I get up this way, I think I take 24 towards, well, I know it's going to be towards Knoxville. And as long as the signs say that, I'm okay. I have a lot of pictures from my last trip on the 1st and 2nd. I really wanted to take tomorrow and go over towards Gallenberg way. But I don't think I'm going to be able to. My original plan, like I said, was to come up, and I had 4 days off that I planned just for this yarn tour. And just the things that have happened in the past couple of weeks, I just didn't really need to come up here and spend that kind of money and stay 2 days and have to get a room. And although, you know, I don't mind sleeping in my truck at all. But I think there are places along the way that may have special room pricing or whatever for yarn tour. I noticed that each listing in the book had different things that you could talk about. I mean, that you could do, like places to eat, places to stay, things like that. But I don't know that you actually get a discount or anything. But I don't have to have fancy either. Fancy. My right ear is stopped up today. I really cannot hear myself talk. That's why I keep correcting myself. When I can't hear myself, I catch myself mumbling a lot. So I have to open my mouth and speak my words. Where is everybody this morning? They not got their coffee yet? Gosh, though, it's 10 o'clock almost. So I got up and walked the dog pretty early. I wanted to actually be on the road by 6. That would have put me up here at 10 my time, which would have been 11 the Eastern time. But well, they list it in the books for each store. They list an area, and plus each store usually has a list in their store that they'll give you. But my thing was having a place to stay. But I just didn't need to spend that money. So I'm gonna just come up today and see the shops and maybe buy a couple of minis. I'm not gonna get to buy anything major. Although I splurged last time, oh my gosh, and I've hated it. I haven't hated it. Buyer's remorse, maybe, that I bought a cake of Noro. And only one. I just could not, I didn't even need it. So I'm hoping I can just find something that I can make with that one skein. If not, I will. I'll make something. I don't care if it's just a cowl. But it's a beautiful color. No Maybe I might even make a project, a market bag out of it. How would that be? You carry a market bag, it costs more than the groceries I'm buying. But it's mine, so whatever I make out of it's going to work for me. Road work 7 miles. Do you know that I've never come through Chattanooga my entire life? That there wasn't some construction going on? Yeah, I just, and I do have a couple of credit cards, but I don't use them. I simply got them to build my credit, because I don't have any credit. It's not bad, it's just that I never had any credit. I've always paid for stuff. Oh, look at that. That sign said something about a quilt shop. Okay, Atlanta, Knoxville, so there's what I'm looking for. As long as I follow the signs to Knoxville, baby. So yeah, there was a sign back there that said quilt shop here in Chattanooga. And my first stop on the first was the Chattanooga Yarn Company. I got my bags from there. You had to buy your ticket back in May, I think, before May 31st or before June 1st. And then you had to set your destination for pickup. And I set mine at Chattanooga Yarn Company because it was the closest to me. And then I left there and went to, I can't remember. And I'm not going to try to read a book while I'm in Chattanooga. Let's see, there's the river over to the left. I don't know if it's going to let me. I don't think you can see it, but it's the shape of a horseshoe. It goes around this, it looks like a horseshoe bend kind of thing. And I like all the stuff in Chattanooga. There's a lot of fun stuff to do here. But that's where we're headed, right there, Knoxville. Whoa, I'm speeding. We've been to the aquarium here when Renee was little. We enjoyed coming here for that. And Chattanooga Choo Choo used to be a great place to eat, but it closed. The Choo Choo is still there, the train terminal, the train depot, but the Chattanooga Choo Choo used to be one of the finest dining places in Chattanooga. And I've also stayed, I hope I'm not making you drunk fixing this stupid thing with my phone in it. It moves every time I go around a curve or over a bump. Chattanooga Choo Choo, I've actually stayed in a train car there before, and that was nice. One of the old train cars. They've got it, just to see the electrical outlet, not the outlets, but the fuses, and the way that they used to flip the switch to make the lights come on and all that stuff. Not a switch, it's like like you see on Frankenstein, where they actually have this whole big lever thing that they turn over. But that's cool. And then it's just the old train cars that they've made into motel rooms, and it's so nice, so pretty. And they used to have shops all around there that you could go to, different specialty shops, and then a toy shop, and then now they have there's a train museum there, and that may have always been there, but I never went until maybe about 10 years ago. That was fun. There's so much nice and fun stuff to do around Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and my surrounding states. That's the reason I never have really gone that much further. Went to the Smoky Mountains a few times. Well, that's in Tennessee, but actually up to Cherokee. Been up there, and that was nice. But I mean, right here close to home, look, Chattanooga's 2 hours from home, and there's all kind of stuff between here and there. Fort Payne, Alabama is beautiful, Mentone, especially during the fall. Little River Canyon's in Fort Payne, Alabama, and it's beautiful. But just look at this. The only thing about Chattanooga and Gatlinburg, let's see, Chattanooga, and where else was it? I was headed last week or a couple weeks ago, and all the houses that are built on top of the mountain, and it's just kind of, you know, I know I would love to have that view myself, but it just kind of, it also, oh, okay, cool. I don't have anybody with me, and I usually, you know, I don't usually like going anywhere by myself. So that's why, okay, I'm just going to leave that. It's just going to flop around a little bit until I get back on some steady ground. And then, you know, I may do like I did last time, and I may end up going tomorrow anyway. We're supposed to start pool league back tomorrow night, though, and I had originally told him I wouldn't be there. But once again, I'm dealing with a minimal team. You know, we've only got like 4 players going to be there out of 8. And I'm just fighting this whole team thing again. This is beautiful. The lookout, oh, well, it's more beautiful going back the other direction. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see it. Never mind. Headed up the mountain. And my ears can definitely tell. Well, and I mean, my thing about going, I'm not worried about other people or the territory or anything like that, but I live like my daddy always did, and he always said that what fun is life if you don't have anybody to share the oohs and ahs with. And to me, that was the most romantic thing I ever heard him say. Okay, so here we go, headed to Knoxville. And too, I mean, you know, Daddy always made sure we were out riding, doing something on the weekends. Him and Mama both worked during the week, and then for a long time while we were little, they played music on the weekends. Oh, there's the riders that we saw way back before Georgia. And they played music on the weekends, so, you know, Sunday or any days they were off, we were out running, we were doing something. Whether it be, most of the time we were camping or fishing. But I remember if we didn't have that kind of time, we'd at least run to Chattanooga to eat at the Choo Choo. I mean, I remember that just as plain as day, like it was yesterday. And that's why I continued coming up here even after I was grown. Actually, I think, yeah, I just thought of this. Me and Renee's daddy, when we got married, this is where we came. We came to Chattanooga for our honeymoon. Didn't we? Yeah, because we went to Nashville like the next year, the first year anniversary or something, or second year maybe. I know we came to Chattanooga though and stayed near the Choo Choo because we ate at the Choo Choo. We got pictures on the train. I would really like to go up through there and like hit some of the listen to some of the bands and stuff. Go in the, I don't drink or anything, but I like to go into, listen to some of the bands and stuff up there. Oh no, here we go with this traffic. I'm going left for a minute. Left. Oh, I guess it's just where it's merging together. So who all's with me here? Further over. Ah, y'all are fixing to hit each other is what you're fixing to do. Dang. That little blue car to the left just almost hit that car right in front of me. Trying to go over and not paying attention. I need to get over myself. Well, this isn't very fun video material, is it? Oops. Scooting one more time. I'd rather be in these outer lanes. Thank you. Yeah, I like Nashville. They've got some really pretty buildings downtown, but then some of the houses that I saw were like, I mean, the neighborhood said starting in the 600,000s. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of famous people there too. You know, Atlanta, Nashville. That's some of the bigger famous people places. Well, Nashville, of course, has got country music stars. I would love to go to the Opry, or whatever it is now, the Ryman. I need a new one of those. Every time I tighten it, it just loosens up again. This thing's hanging from my mirror. I really need a solid one that hangs, doesn't hang. I need a and I have a couple that I just don't want to permanently mount it to my windshield or my dash. What are y'all doing this morning? What are you working on? I brought the next installment of the dishcloth, the one that Laura drew yesterday for us. So I brought all the materials for that, and I have all my, let's see, that's all my stuff from Renee's. That's my crochet stuff, but I put it in here because I left it in here because I've posted it all on oh nice, I posted it all on Marketplace, so I was hoping somebody might want some of it and I would have it here with me. And then this tote over here is my yarn tour tote. And it's got all the little minis and stuff that I bought at the other one. I'm wearing my She's a Bad Llama Mama shirt today. Don't know if you see it. I tried to show it in my video, but she's a bad llama mama. Oh, nice. It's got my I'm a bad llama mama. I haven't worn it in a while. For some reason, I thought it didn't fit anymore, but it does. I even wore shorts today and sandals. I brought my other shoes though because it looked rainy and cloudy when I left home. So I brought tennis shoes and socks in case it got messy up here. I don't like wearing my sandals in the wet weather. But yeah, where I'm headed to, for those who just joined me, headed to my third day, even though the other 2 days were almost 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm headed to the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour that has been going on since August the 1st and will go through the 31st. So I had planned these 4 days off to go on the next adventure up through here, and my plan was to hit Knoxville one day. I had 4 days planned, so I really wanted to hit Knoxville and then Gatlinburg, and then on further east are a couple more that is way over there, the northeast, like well, I have been to the shops in Gatlinburg, the Smoky Mountain Spinnery, although I would still love to go again, and the Terry's Yarn and Crafts, been there before when me and Mama went. And then I haven't been to the Appalachian Yarn Company or the other 3 that's in the northeast Tennessee are Two Roots Alpaca and Fiber Mill, the Carriage House, and Yarn Teaks. Now, Yarn Teaks just sounds fun because it's yarn and antiques all in one. But I think I'm only going to make it up through these few in Knoxville today. That's why I'm going to try to hit 4. There are 19 shops in the yarn tour this year, all in Tennessee. And the one I didn't get to go to, but I did buy some yarn from, because she supplies yarn to some of the other shops, was the fiber, let's see, hang on, called the Forbidden Fiber Company. I did buy some of that yarn though, so I feel like maybe I'll call that a visit. But I've been to 3, 6, and trying to hit 4 today, so that'll be 10 of 19. So that'll be okay.
A weather update from the First Solar Weather Team is now available.
And then, let's see, before I went to Chattanooga Yarn Company, that's where I started, because that's where I picked up my book. And then I need to do a whole video because I got a lot of pictures. I didn't do much video, but once I get this part done, I'll get it all together and do a whole video of my whole yarn tour experience. Last time I went to Chattanooga Yarn Company, and then I had it all marked. That was 8/2. Chattanooga Yarn Company was first, and then Kudzu Cottage in Pikeville, Tennessee was second. And I've marked in here which one I bought, but then I made sure I also had the a bag or a card from each store that I put in their bag. So we're getting back into some clear road a little bit. And then I went to the Yarn Patch, which was in Crossville, Tennessee. And then the second day, I went to Ewan Company. I don't know which order I did them in. Ewan Company and Sunshine Weaving and Fiber Crafts. Ewan Company was in Kingston Springs, Tennessee. Sunshine Weaving and Fiber Arts was in Lebanon, Tennessee. And Mooney's Market and Emporium was one of the most awesome shops I've ever been in. It was like a little kind of a hippie sort of shop that had it had yarn, and it had tie-dye and crystals and herbs and organic food, fruits and vegetables, and then they had a little sitting area outside where they met, and you know, they meet once a week, I think, and do the yarny thing, or just sit and talk probably. But it was the coolest little shop. It was called Mooney's Market and Emporium in Monteagle, Tennessee. All of the shops I visited have been great, but that one was the most interesting. Like I said, they have their crystals, and they had all their like stained glass items, and they had a little antique room. They had one room that was like t-shirts and different cool tie-dye t-shirts, and some handmade items. Mooney's Market and Emporium. It was such a cool little place. But they've all been fun and interesting. There's only been one shop I went to. Oh, it was. Look it up if you get a chance. Mooney's. And I'm not sure how much, you know, social media presence they have. But it's just this little couple that was just the coolest little couple. And they were so friendly. And it was just so cool. It's called Mooney's Market and Emporium. And they had, I think, the most reasonable, I can't remember, most of the places I've been have this year's mini skeins, and some from last year. Some even have had some from 2 years ago. So those are usually very discounted, like $4 to $6. And I do have, the packages got a book this year, that book of patterns that somebody from each, I think from some of the shops designed. And there, I think there's half crochet and half knitted items. So the one that I want to do is and I thought this would be the least on my pocketbook. Always thinking about the money, and I hate that. I used to not have to do that, but it's become a thing lately. I used to not have to do it as much, I should say. I've never been so well off that I didn't care what I spent, ever. But there's a C2C scarf that I'm thinking about doing. Now, the mini skeins, of course, are a finger and weight, and one of my goals on this trip, I had bought some. Each store has their own custom mini skeins, and so I was trying to get a neutral, and I had bought like an off-white at, I think it was Kudzu Cottage, but then I found out it was DK weight, and I don't know how much difference it's going to make. I'm sure it would make enough of a difference that I still need to come up with some finger and weight neutral color. I do the corner to corner I want to do. So I need to check the yardage on that to see what's needed. Because I think it has like 2 rows of the color and then 3 rows of the neutral or something like that. And it may be 2 and 2, but not sure. But I've got the yarn that I've done from the other yarn crawls, yarn hops. I think the first one I went to was a Great South Yarn Hop or something like that. So I've still got all of that. And so if I don't have enough minis to complete that corner to corner, dude, you can just keep pushing me, because until I get around this truck, I'm not getting over. If I don't have enough minis from this yarn tour to finish that corner to corner thing I want to do, then I'll probably pull some skeins from the other yarn tours, because it's just, you know, it's the pretty and the good yarn, and I just don't want to use it. But I'm I'm seeing now that I need to. Am I still coming through clear and not breaking up or anything, or am I pixelizing and breaking up at all? Up and down these mountains already, my ears are already feeling it. We're already to Cleveland, Tennessee. Okay, thanks. Yeah, and I have a good bit of it, like I said, back when I could actually buy yarn and not hurt myself so bad. And I bought that Noro, and I'm thinking after I bought it, like, what in the world was I thinking? But that shop, let's see, I think that was called the Yarn Patch. That was like the largest shop I've been in so far. I'll have to make sure that was correct. I'm not sure if that's where I was actually at or not. But I will do a whole video once I get everything together after today. And if I talk to my team and they're okay with me not being there tomorrow night, I mean, I had originally planned not to be there, but I don't need to make a second trip up here, that's for sure. That's an extra tank of gas. So I'm going to try to get my four shops that I mentioned earlier in today and just be happy with that. Because Saturday I'm supposed to go somewhere, but that'll be another adventure to talk about then. Cleveland, Tennessee. See, it's getting a little cloudy up here again, but that's okay. At least it's not so hot. And I'm not even going to care if I make that corner to corner. I'm not even going to care what the colors. I'm just going to probably do like Z did. I'm probably going to put them in a big jug or a jar of some sort. I'm going to do a Z's pickle jug myself. And pickle jar. I don't remember if she called it jug or jar. But, whoa, I'm still a ways out. I didn't realize I was still that far. But that's okay. It'll be okay. I'm going to make it. That's all there is to it. And I think these yarn shops come on, I think they stay open till 7 or 8. So I should be safe. And I put Dog in the kennel. That I put her at the vet this morning just so I wouldn't worry about her not being able to go out for so long today. Yeah, I'm going to follow the pattern, but I think I'm just going to put those colors in a jar and pull one out. Do it each time, and then when I get to the part where when I run out of skeins, I've also got a bunch of mini skeins from T-Doddles when I was getting her mini maker bags when she went into doing the mini skeins with them. I still have all of those. So I was noticing, and I can make more than one project out of there. days in such different areas that I've never even opened. But that's me. Y'all know it takes me forever to open a package. I've got 2 Happy Mails that I got for my birthday, and I need to show y'all those, which was my plan the past couple of days, but after I fell yesterday, I was like, I did good to get my dish towel. I finally caught up on my dish towels, my dishcloth, except that stupid turkey. Haven't finished it yet. And that turkey's feathers may just have frayed ends on it this time. It may just get put together with all those ends not woven in. I've seen a lot of people doing stuff without weaving their ends in, and it actually looks pretty good, but when I make something like that, it just looks like I didn't weave in my ends. I just never have been one to work a lot with the finger and weight, and for some reason I thought, where did I got the neutral DK at Kudzu Cottage because it was on some kind of clearance yarn, and you know that's the first place I go is clearance yarn. I see what they got on sale first, because I really can't I can't afford it, but also I don't make enough with it to spend $30 or $40 a skein on stuff. Although the Rios, oh my gosh, the Malabrigo's always so beautiful. Oh, thank you. That was 3. I was that far behind. I couldn't believe I had that many behind. I brought a project with me today in case I get stuck in traffic, or you know, if there's a group crocheting or knitting somewhere. Most of the places have a table where most of the stores have a table where everybody sits, and you know, they gather and crochet or knit and, you know, fellowship a little bit. But I swear, if I sat down at a table of knitters and they said something about crochet, I would probably have something ugly to say. The only negative thing I've heard while on the yarn tour this time was one of the shops, and I'm not going to say which one it was, even though it was one of the people that worked there that said this, or she agreed with it. She didn't say it. A customer came in while I was looking around and shopping there and everything. I think I was looking in their weaving room or something, and the customer came in, and she was a yarn tourist. She was one of the yarn tour people, and she came in, a yarn tour customer, and they were talking about the pattern book and everything, and they were going over it, and the owner said, yeah, there's so many patterns of knit, and then there's so many patterns for crochet, and the customer said, oh really? I guess equal opportunity and all that. And I'm like, what? So then the person that the employee said, yeah. And at that point, I put down what I was buying, other than my mini skeins, and I just proceeded to the register. But I'm like, it shouldn't even bother me, because I should know that those things exist in the world. But it's just kind of crazy to hear it again. That was the second time I've ever heard crochet cruelty. Crochet cruelty. The shop in Tennessee, though, that I was talking about, that was my visor, sorry. The shop in Tennessee I was talking about that me and Mama had been to, Terry's Yarn and Crafts, up near Gatlinburg or Sevierville or something. She had a sign in the door that said, crocheters welcome here. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we like the strays of the yarny world? Poor thing, come on in, pet our yarn. Oh Lord. Oops. And then I don't know know if I mentioned it on my live yet, but I stopped at a Tala to get gas earlier, and where I stopped, there was a club next to me called the Gentleman's Club. Like I said, I explained this in my vlogist, so y'all will have to watch it later, or replay this one, either one. The Gentleman's Club, and I might just wipe that one out and call this one the vlogist. I don't know. Who knows? There was a Gentleman's Club next to the service station I was at, and that's what it was called, the Gentleman's Club. There was somebody sitting in the parking lot with their lights on, like they had probably been there all night, or maybe they were napping, I don't know. And there was a lady that walked out of there with her backpack on and her cut-off shorts and her sandals. I couldn't tell if she was a dancer or just a patron. But she walked past the service station, and as I was trying to get my map together, make sure where I was headed, and she walked past me, walked towards the interstate, and then I pulled out a couple of minutes later, and she had made it to the exit. And so I got up there ready to turn right, jump back on the interstate, and she was arguing with a couple that was panhandling on the corner of the exit at the interstate. She was arguing with them, and I guess they were arguing over who got the corner today. I'm like, what? So if she was a dancer, she must not have made enough last night, because she came on out and needed to hit her corner. And I don't know, hopefully she was just panhandling. So I don't know, maybe she didn't make enough tips last night. She had to go over there. But it was just crazy, because I've said it before, but those people usually have on better clothes and shoes than I have, working a 40-hour job. But we've seen the videos. You've seen videos and documentaries and stuff on people that sit on the side of the interstate or panhandle like that, and they make a lot of money. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Speed limit 60. Dropping the speed limit on me. And then I saw a video, like a YouTube or a TikTok, of somebody last week that caught somebody getting out of their new truck, walking around the corner to hit the interstate, hit the exit with their homeless, please help, veteran, something, And I would hate to think that somebody that's not a veteran would be lying about that, because that's just not good. That's not nice. That's ugly. But still, those people, that woman that come out of the club walked straight over to those people like she was fixing to take their corner. And this was like, I think it was either 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. It was early. But it was crazy. You can't make this stuff up, people, for real. That's what I said. Oh. And then there's a lady that does videos, funny videos. What river am I crossing? I did not see a sign. There's a woman that does videos up in that area. Look at all my ducks. There's my ducks. See them all? I'm not going to play with them while I'm driving. Some of them are upturned. Let's see if I can set them up while I'm driving. Yeah. Renee would be all over me if she wasn't sleeping right now. So I just had to turn the purple one up. And then there's one with a black mask on behind the purple one that reminds me of dark-winged duck. So yeah, this woman, I think her name's Nicole Willis, or Wills, and she's always doing like, Waffle Houses of Atala, or such and such of South Side, which is Gadsden, which is just an area between Birmingham and here. But it's real funny because she does because we're all a bunch of real Southern country people. And it's just funny hearing her do her reviews of the different Jacks. She'll say, now if you want to go to this Jack's and get your friendly face and some good food, go to this Jack's. And if you want to go get somebody's fingernails in your slaw, or you know, something like that, go to this Jack's. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so funny though, because it's so true. But you don't have to be in the South and in the everything. Everybody deals with that kind of stuff. But she's just so funny the way she talks about it. Hey, how are you? I am headed to Knoxville, Tennessee for the Great Tennessee Yarn Tour. I'm trying to hit 4 stores today, 4 shops in Knoxville, Tennessee. So if anybody's in the area and would like to meet me or have lunch or just meet and buy, touch, feel, smell yarn, then please feel free. I am trying to go to, I'm attempting these stores today. I went to 3 the first time I went on August the 1st, 3 on August the 2nd. And today, I'm hoping to go to Clinch River Yarn Company in Clinton, Tennessee. That's the furthest one from home, so I thought I would hit that one first. That'll be the first one I go to. And then Loopville in Knoxville, Tennessee. Trying to go to that one second. I'm going to Clinch River first because it's furthest north, and then going to work my way back home. And then the Bees Knits is also in Knoxville, Tennessee, but it's a little off of my path. So if there's something, I'll try to hit all 4 of them though. And that's the Bees Knits in Knoxville, Tennessee. And then the 4th one I'm trying to hit is Hook and Needle, a yarn studio in Maryville, Tennessee. That's the closest to home, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Maryville, Tennessee. So the first one was supposed to be 4 hours from home. So I started with that one first. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to let the ones know that are just now joining us what's going on today. Just thought I'd bring you along for a little bit of traveling on the interstate. It was prettier. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Like the first days that I went, like I said, it was August. The first few days of August, I picked my tour package up at mine and Mama's tour packages up in Chattanooga, Tennessee at Chattanooga Yarn Company. And then some of the shops I went to for those couple of days was You and Company. And then I didn't get to go to Hickory Bluff Farms. That's an alpaca farm, and I would really love to do that. But I would need more than a day to fit that one into my schedule. And then I went to Sunshine Weaving and Fiber Arts, not necessarily in this order. Then I went to the cutest store of all that I've been to so far, the most interesting. They've all been really cute, but the most interesting was Mooney's Market and Emporium. If you get a chance, look that one up, because that's and check out that. That was the most interesting shop I've been in yet. And then I also went to Chattanooga Yarn Company, and then there was a Kudzu Cottage, and that one was cute in the name because it said, and I've got I've got a picture with each of the signs for the companies, but that one said Kudzu Cottage, and I guess part of their logo was give us 15 minutes and we'll grow on you. So anybody that knows anything about kudzu knows that it doesn't take but a short while for kudzu to grow like 3 feet. So that one was cute, Kudzu Cottage, and I enjoyed that one. And I also went to, what was the other one? Kudzu Cottage, the Yarn Patch. Oh yeah, I went to the Yarn Patch. That was the other one. So not necessarily in that order, but I did cover 3 stores each of the 2 days I've been. And I'm trying to hit 4 stores today. There are 19 Kudzu, Kudzu. It is a very what do you call it when it moves in and takes over? Vine that I used to know the history of it, but it's Kudzu. But it's kind of like wisteria. It just moves in and takes over. But it doesn't take, it grows like 3 feet in just a couple of days. I mean, it's crazy. Well, I just had that word on the tip of my tongue. Invasive, yes. But that's, I guess, where the part of their logo came in. It said, give us 15 minutes and we'll grow on you. So that's definitely the description of kudzu. And it was, like I said, I used to know the history of it and why it was, actually created, but I can't remember now. Oh my gosh, that truck is a Ford Maverick. You know what? I had a 78 Ford Maverick and it was a car. Oh no, that was a rest area. I sure didn't need the rest to rest for a moment. There'll be somewhere else to stop. But, yeah, those were the first 6 stores I hit. And there are 19 stores in the entire, oh, it would probably grow there. I saw where you said something about rain. And, oh, my gosh, how do you, I mean, we complain about it when we get too much. But then it tends to flood us out. But then when it doesn't rain, we dry up and complain about that, too. So, hey. Here in Alabama anyway. I know there was so much rain a little time ago, not long ago, that, and I guess it was when all the rain was happening and the bad flood went through Tennessee. When Tennessee got flooded so bad, and maybe North Carolina, that it was so moldy. Maybe you need to get closer to the river somewhere. But it was so moldy because it had gotten a lot of, I mean, you were seeing mushrooms everywhere that you normally didn't see them. Oh, here we go. Japanese. Well, it was brought into Alabama or the United States or the South. I can't remember for a specific reason. It was, and now we can't get rid of it. Although I guess I haven't really seen much of it like where I used to. There's an area like where I go over to the Chinese buffet or CC's Pizza, or I'm not sure if I've taken y'all over there, my new favorite little coffee shop called 7 Brew in the Trussville, Chalkville Mountain area over where my doctor is. Anyway, I've taken y'all over there at some point. That used to be just a 2-lane road, and it was nothing but kudzu on both sides of the road. I mean, it went up the trees, it invaded the trees and everything, so... but they cut it back to build up, of course. Cut back the, what is that? Sweetwater Valley. Oh, we're going through Sweetwater. Oh, yay. That's where one of my favorite flea markets is. But it's not so big anymore. Everybody buys everything online now. They don't need flea markets and stores and everything. But I love Sweetwater. It's a cute little town in Sweetwater, Tennessee. I'll never forget, we stayed there one night, I think. Stayed in a hotel room, and like Mom and Daddy, I think we were headed back from Pennsylvania, actually. The one trip I ever went up there. And, oh yeah, I just talk about everything, don't I? Muscadine wine, tasting and tours. I'll never forget coming back from Pennsylvania. We stopped at Sweetwater because we used to stop at that huge flea market every time we would come through. And that's where I got my daddy's picture of the 3 General Lee, 3 Southern generals, and the Confederate generals. And so we always stopped through there. So we stopped on the way back because we just got tired and had come back from Pennsylvania with one of my nephews, had picked up one of my nephews, and he was little. And it was so funny because we hadn't planned on spending the night, so I didn't bring extra underwear or anything. And this is probably TMI for some of you, but it's so funny. It's so cute. And so I washed my drawers out in the sink, right? And I put them on the Mayfield Dairy Farms. Close by here too. Oh my goodness, I could eat ice cream all day long. And so we stopped, and I put my drawers on I washed them out and put them on the air conditioner, right? One of them little side units that under the big window in the motel rooms, and they froze. Okay, so I laid them up there and they froze. And my nephew Preston, my middle nephew, Preston, laughed so hard. He was little bitty and still just so cute and sweet. Excuse me. And he talked about that for years, about my frozen panties. And oh my gosh, it was just so cute. And I never imagined freezing a pair of panties on top of an air conditioner. But that was just the funniest thing. But we stayed in Sweetwater that night. That was what made me think about that. And I'm always thinking about some of the cute, fun stuff the kids did when they were little. And now they're grown. I don't get to see them anymore. Or are they mad at me most of the time, or something. Through some of the same things, staying mad at the adults, and now I am one, so I never understood why you get upset with people and stay mad at them. But my family does a good job of it. Sad, really, not funny. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I've been talking to y'all for an hour and a half almost. Excuse me, goodness. Choked up my own throat trying to get nostalgic. Take me another swig of water. I mean coffee. I kept thinking today was Friday because my vet is closed on the 3rd and 5th Saturdays of the month, if we have a 5th Saturday. So I got to thinking, oh my gosh, I don't really need to leave dog because I won't be able to pick her up tomorrow. then I thought to myself, well, gosh, it's only Thursday. Never mind. Usually when I take 3 or 4 days off in a row, it's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But I wanted to get in this last part of the yarn tour before the end of the month. And then, I mean, payday's tomorrow, so I wanted to sort of be around payday. But I'm going to try not to spend no money. But yeah, said no yarn hoarder ever. Yeah, I know, but I've tried to reset myself 2 or 3 times with each of my siblings and my mama, and you know, and it just hurts. It just hurts. I mean, Mama's supposed to be with me on this trip, just like she was supposed to be with me on the first one. But then conflict arose. And I don't really like road tripping by myself. Like I explained earlier, I just don't like not being able to say, ooh, did you see that? Oh, wasn't that lovely? Oh my gosh, what happened there? You know. Because when you're by yourself, you're just like, oh, okay, beautiful. You still get the experience, but you don't get to share it with anybody. Sharing is caring. Oh no, is this truck going to let me over? I hate to be rude, but I'm coming over. I try not to cut them off, though. I try to be respectful. I am respectful. I don't try. But sometimes I'm not going to stay behind that little slow truck. And you know, and I thought about going on up from this first place I'm going, Clinch River, because my sister has an antique shop just about an hour or less above that shop. But I'm doubting I would be welcomed with open arms or welcomed at all. I might even be run off the place. Might even be run out before I drive in, before I walk in. Never know. And I'm the main one it hurts. I mean, they don't care when they cut me so far sometimes. Or they don't care ever, not just sometimes. They don't really care when they cut me down like that. I think I've tried to reconnect the sister thing so many times. And I go through this whole thing after it's over and after they've already, you know, chopped me down again. You know, I go through different emotions as to how could I be so stupid again and again, or what have I done to make them treat me like that? Just like with my brother last year, you know, after he had the stroke, I set aside our differences and went to the hospital, stayed with him every minute I wasn't at work, every day I was off, sat with him. Then after he came home from the hospital, he was in the hospital 50 days. After he came home from the hospital, I took him to all of it, made sure all of his therapies were set up, and therapies, doctor's appointments, tests, whatever he had to have done, and did all that. Took 5 or 6 weeks off without pay. And that was one example. You know, I set up the GoFundMe, and just getting a little too deep here for me today, Cindy. Sorry. And if you hear me crying in the background, then I probably am. Set up the GoFundMe to help all 3 of us, you know, Mama, Mark, and me. But of course, I'm always last on the list because that's where I put everybody else ahead of me. And then sometime along the way, another family member said, "Oh, don't donate no money. Don't help them because everything you read is not true," and all this stuff. When I was just trying to help us get by, and me being off work for 6 weeks, right? So at that point, all donations stopped. But that was my own family that did me like that. Oh my gosh. It just hurts. It hurts me worse than it makes me mad. It makes me mad for a bit, but then it hurts more than anything. And like you said, I guess all family members have some of that going on. There's Sweetwater. Oh, I've already passed the other exit. I think I have. The one where the big flea market is. I think it's exit 60. But then I need to just get this house cleaned out, get moved, get away from everybody. And then, you know, if Mama wants to go with me, fine. I kind of doubt she will, but and if not, that's okay too. She'll do what she wants to do. I think Sweetwater was a band. Well, I can't remember. I listen to so many different musics, I don't really know. Hey, Angel, thanks for joining me. Thank you. And, you know, I've seen more love and support from my Yarny friends and family. They're not just friends, they're family. Y'all are all family to me. And because support's not always about money. Although I really needed some money back then. I helped Mama and Mark. I got Mark all the different things he needed to deal with his stroke and only having one side of his body working. You know, got him equipment, things, you know, lift things for his bed, not lift things, but handles and rails and stuff for his bed, and, you know, just all the different things you can't do with one hand. You just don't even imagine. Toothpaste, ketchup, mayonnaise, things that you need 2 hands to open a lid for. So I had to get him all new squeeze stuff, and shoes that didn't require tying. I don't know, just a few things. So, well, I'm moving to Dothan, actually, which is South Alabama, where Renee lives, when I get a chance. I would love to move to Tennessee, though. It's beautiful. And I asked Renee, I said, how about we just go to Tennessee? I don't know that there are as many of our stores up here. I don't know. But, and I don't even know that we would stay with the same business or not. But, you know, we all have enough time invested now that, you know, we have a lot of, we have good insurance and vacation time and stuff like that. I just got my 3rd week of vacation, so it makes it nice to be able to go to yarn tours and stuff. Anyway, so after I did the whole thing, getting him all ready and, you know, making sure Mama had a couple of bills paid that needed paid during that time, or if he needed medicine or whatever, anything needed paid, I paid for it and made sure that the money from the GoFundMe helped them first. And then I think I might have got some brakes, maybe some brakes and an oil change out of it or something. Because I was running to the hospital like twice. When he was in the hospital, I was going pretty much every day. costing me gas, parking deck fees, all the stuff. Food, if I ate there. Then when he got home, you know, I was trying to help with some groceries and some things till he got any kind of assistance that might be coming his way. And then that other family member said, don't believe what you're reading because Mama's fine. She hasn't been in the hospital. Well, no, she wasn't in the hospital right then, but she was in the hospital up until a week. She was in the hospital for a week, up to a week before Mark had his stroke. So I was off 5 days with her just a week before this happened with Mark. So I was still having plenty of time off that I had no time in the bank to be able to pay for it. So yeah, that's family. And then after helping him all that time, back in September, he told me to just go away and don't come back, called me so controlling and all that. You know, not trying to be ugly about my family today. I'm just, you know, it's the facts, ma'am. A lot that people don't know that I haven't, very few I've shared these things with. But I mean, it's part of my, yeah, the money wasn't wasted, but I helped them before I helped myself. So then, me being off 5 or 6 weeks without pay, it took me almost a year to get back on track of myself, especially after that family member said that. Not one more person helped in any way. I had one cousin that offered to send food by Kroger or somebody like that, but they don't deliver where I live. They've just recently found out that Walmart delivers out there. But they deliver they don't deliver like fresh from store. They deliver by, from warehouse type stuff that you order. Yeah, and I mean, and then, because I kept all my brother's appointments, all his paperwork, his whatever insurance, Medicaid, or what was called charity care at the hospital. I made sure all that was done. I made sure all his paperwork was filed. But because I didn't get his disability as fast as I guess he thought he should have, I don't really know what. And because I was trying to make him do his exercises at home, because his home therapist said, you have to push them or they're not going to do it. So I was trying to, nobody wanted to see my brother walk and stand. Other than him, maybe. There was nobody, dang it, that wanted to see him walk and have use of that side of him more than me. I never give with expectations of receiving, but if I need a little help, if you can't help me, then why hurt me? And I told him that not long ago when he blasted into me about something else that I didn't even say or do. I told him, I was like, you know, nobody wanted to see you walk more. You had, and I told him when he told me to leave that day, I told him, I said, Mark, are you sure? I asked him 3 times. I said, because it has taken me almost a year to keep all your paperwork straight, to keep everything going. I said, it's taken me this long and we've gotten it all straight and things are on a roll and you're doing good and all this stuff. And he said, yeah, you want to be controlling and so you need to just go. And don't come back. I said, well, I'll just tell you, if I go and everything gets screwed up, I cannot step back in and fix it. Because I put aside several years of our not getting along to try to help him. And like I said, I didn't. do it in expectations of receiving anything. But like I said, if you can't help me, don't hurt me, please, you know. But anyway, so since then, he has not had a steady therapy schedule or doctor schedule or anything, and I just hate it. I hate it because he was doing water therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech he did for a while, but then he didn't really need so much of that. We were at a home that he had a TENS unit that we would try to use, but then when if he didn't want to do these things, oh, here goes Tennessee River, one of my favorite places in the world. Oh, I hope you can see it. Oh, no, you can't. So beautiful. I love it. I love the Tennessee River. So, you know, he was doing exercise. He was stretching in the morning. And now his poor leg, his left leg that is affected from the stroke, is so huge and it weeps. It's so full of fluid. And when we were doing the exercises and the, you know, stretching every morning, and I understand it's awkward, like when I would have to help him do things, personal things, you know, shower, just get him in the shower or on the toilet, or he could so he has to use a bedside. And you know, I know that's awkward for your sister and everything, but then he and the person that's helping him now, you know, kind of made fun of that, as far as, oh, how creepy is it that your sister's helping you in the shower, and you know, and I'm like, I'm not doing it for that reason. No, I'm not being a creepy sister. My gosh, where do you even come up with these things? But since then, you know, like I said, he hasn't had a regular doctor schedule or a therapy schedule. He's doing no exercise, whereas I was pushing him, and he called that controlling. Now, if she or my mom, if Mark just doesn't want to do anything, then they're like, oh, okay. You know, they just sit back, and now, you know, his leg is, and December will be 2 years since he had the stroke. But anyway, still willing. I mean, I planned just like with Mama, I planned my schedule, my work schedule around his doctor's appointments and therapy. We had therapy twice a week, and we would try to hit 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, and even as far as the help with money and stuff, you know, the family member that said, don't believe everything you read on Facebook because that money's not going. And even my brother has said that a couple of times on Facebook. Well, I don't know where all this money went, but I'm glad somebody's getting a payday. Well, he does know exactly. I still have all the receipts from everything I spent from the GoFundMe money. I mean, I think we got a little over $4,000, and I have receipts, and I have them color-coded as to what was for Mama, what was for Mark, what was me, or what was all of us. Like if we went out to eat or something, you know. And I mean, and I've told him that, but why? Nobody understands, nobody that's ever been in the position, and Lord knows I would never wish that on anybody, to be in that position of having to be off work with no pay or any type of need. I would never wish that on anybody. But anybody that wants to talk ill, and this goes back to a couple of videos I've just put out a couple of weeks ago. If anybody wants to talk ill about people for asking for help, then they surely have never dealt with it, number one, And they do not know that it takes a lot more, and it hurts a lot worse, or it does me now. It hurts a lot worse to ask for help, to swallow your pride and ask for help, than it does to be broke. It is so much harder to have to get on here or even on Facebook or just ask anybody that you know, can you please help me with just a few dollars? That is harder than just going broke, staying broke. But like I said, anybody that hasn't dealt with it just doesn't know. They don't know it. And I don't wish it on anybody. But you need to think about these people, and it's very few that I've had to deal with, mostly family. But like the couple of people that just been ugly here lately when I had to ask for a little help. You know, people just don't know. But everybody is humbled at some point in their life. And I'm not wishing it, again, I'm not wishing it on anybody. I wish good for everybody. I wish everybody had money to spend and places to go and cars to drive and houses to live in and food to eat. But I mean, even with a full-time job, you know, I work 40 hours a week and I really have no energy to do anything else. But it's very hard to make ends meet. And if I just didn't get to the point where I don't spend money, and then like right now I'm going on this yarn tour, well, I'm going to use credit cards, and then I'm going to be crying when the bills come in. I'm not going to spend that much, but this is an extra tank of gas, you know, I'm going to buy some things that I wouldn't normally buy. But I get to the point where I'm like, gosh, I work all the time, so I should spend a little money. Because I'm the one paying it back. I'm going to try to not ever ask for any help again. I still have to pay back the money for the compressor, but I'll make it. I'll figure it out. That's why I've been posting all my stuff on Facebook, on Marketplace and different places. And then whenever I get the chance, I'm going to put stuff on, do a video. Okay, so I'm going to have to get off here and find my map. Now that I've cried and boo-hooed and got it over with. But I mean, like I said, I'm the one that has to pay this back. If anybody helped me with money, you know, I would put it towards the bills I asked for it to help with. I would not ask for money to pay my bills and then go blow it on drugs and alcohol. or, you know, yarn tours. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I'm getting into all the Gatlinburg signs now. So, I'm still going to Knoxville, so I guess I'm going to stay on 40 for now. I am going to have to stop, though, in a few minutes and get my map together. Yeah, there's a lot of good drawings, and this one is good in the fact that, this yarn tour is good in the fact that they're not requiring you to hit all the stores in order to go to be in the grand prize drawing. I think they have 3 huge packages they're giving away. I haven't seen what those are yet, but I am enjoying that fact. And each one has like an hourly giveaway, and then you can go be put into drawings. You know, you'll enter for drawings. And I'm entering me and Mama because she had a ticket to come. But, that's a whole nother story right there. But I'm not even going to get into that one today. So I brought both our bags. And like I said, I have it back here in the, in that tote with the bag. So I have both bags. So I enter both of us, and if she wins anything, and I'm going to give her bag, but if she wins anything, I'm going to give it to her. last North Alabama yarn tours we went on, I won a Noro pattern book. I need to get over, people. Come on, let me over. I sort of need to get over, but I sort of need to get off the interstate and go to the restroom and get my bearings. EV charge. What is EV? Oh, electric vehicle charging. Okay, I gotta get over. Come on, gotta go. Yep, there we go. One more. I'd rather be on the outside. So where are we getting into? I guess this is where we would have gotten off to go to Gatlinburg. I don't remember. So I'm gonna try to get off one of the next couple of exits that's not so busy. Like I said, try to go to the restroom, and I'll probably try to pick up a couple of lottery tickets. I don't even know how to do lottery stuff. Oh, there's a Buc-ee's. How far? 39 miles? I don't know if I'm supposed to go that far, though. Because if we're this far, I'm almost into Knoxville, apparently. Anarchista. Renee and Paul did that. I think that's that tree. There was a sign right there that said Anarchista. I think that's where you go up in the zip lines, all up through the trees and stuff. I think Renee and Paul did that when we were up here for their... Was it their wedding, or have we been back since then? I don't remember. Yeah, thrilling for somebody. I'm not going to do it. I mean, we're supposed to go on an adventure Saturday that I'm still kind of wondering about. Did we not pass that camper and Jeep a little while back? No, I think it was a little more. I know. And look, it's just proof that my ducks are not in a row. I have to line them up across there, but they get slung everywhere. So me and Renee had gone to a park in yeah, I'm in a Jeep now. It's what I drive. I have 2 Chevys at home that I promised I would never desert them. But then when I got this Jeep, it was just so easy and so better on gas. And I got 2 pickup trucks, Chevy pickups, older ones. This one was so much better on gas and easy to jump in and go. And every time that I end up using this, and poor old Bessie is just sitting at the house. I think Renee's going to get her and try to revamp her, get her back on the road. And then that other truck, I don't know, did I ever name the other truck? I don't remember. And I really don't even know the thing about the Jeep and the ducks. I don't really know what it means. I said I was going to investigate because I get all the ducks. Look, I got my little purple one. We have a lady that sits up. I don't know if you can see the pink one right there. That's a Minecraft. That's a Minecraft duck. And then I've got a little cow duck and a lion duck and a leopard duck. And then the one that's laying over right there. Let's see if I can see it. The one that's laying over the furthest to the right has a cupcake on its head. And that pink one right there, it's just a pink one with a smiley face on the front. And the purple one's cute because it's purple. And then there's one over there with a black mask and I got stuck between cars. Well, there's a couple of really good patterns, but the only time I've ever tried them for the crochet ducks, they didn't turn out right. They're kind of like the peeps, and I can't ever get the peeps to do right when I crochet them. They look really cattywampus. But we have a lady that comes in and sets up for rebath, and if when she leaves for the day she has ducks left, I I rob her of them. Or one. I don't take all of them. I take one at a time. So, do I see any service stations? Surely there's an exit here that's got... I need to go to the restroom and set my map up. So, oh, does it say move over, stop? Hands-free devices only. Yeah, I'm not touching it. Oh, Turkey Creek, yay, there's a mall. Called Turkey Creek. Oh, there's a lot of traffic up there. I don't know if I want to stop up there. Oh, Lord, the adult mega store. Look at that. Ooh, ooh. Bow chicka wow wow. So, ooh, boot barn. That looks fun too. I have so many boots already though. And I don't even, it doesn't get cold enough here to wear boots. And I can't wear them now anyway because I work on that cement floor. Okay, I keep passing exits. I'm going to get in a mess now with needing to go to the potty. And I'm afraid of getting off where I don't know where I'm at. And not being able to get back on the interstate. I got off the interstate one time and ended up with no re-entry. And that was terrible because I had to drive like 30 miles just to get back on the interstate. Maryville. Okay, so that's the last shop I'll be going to. So somewhere over that way to the right where that truck just got off says Maryville. If you see the signs up here, this says Maryville. So that last shop I'll hit coming back will be at Maryville. Okay, so now I really need to get off the interstate. So I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to try to end this. I don't even know how to end it without looking. I guess I'll just touch it and it'll tell me on it. So I'm going to give off here. I appreciate y'all riding with me. I will take some pictures and let y'all know where I'm stopping. Oh, look, there's the brown squirrel. What is that? Reminds me of Granny D. Furniture, brown squirrel furniture. How cute. Thank you. And I'm gonna try to enjoy it even though I'm by myself. I used to enjoy driving by myself, like when I was driving the driving job, but I didn't, but that was different. So just traveling and trying to enjoy yourself is different. It's not so fun by yourself for some reason. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna get off here and find me an exit, and I will may talk to you again soon. Who knows? May get back on the road, hit my live button again. Keep a watch out for the notifications, or go back if you didn't see all of it and watch the replay and see where I'm going and what I'm doing. If you're in the area, please feel free to join me. And I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening. Thanks for handing me a napkin when I cried. Oh, love y'all so much. And I will talk to you again soon. Hang on, let me turn around. Okay, get my thing fixed. All right, love y'all. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again in a little bit. Love you, bye. Ah, there's that thing acting up. Now I don't know where I'm going. So do I touch it and it tells me to stop? I'm going to have to wait till I stop so I can read it. Where do I stop to? Where do I stop my video? Not there. Help. I'm still on though. See, look, I could have done that. I don't know how to stop the video. Okay, hang on. I gotta pull it down. Anybody know how to stop the video? I thought you just touch right there in the middle. Oh, now it says reconnecting. It keeps picking up.